The next day, Lin Jing was in the system space, training in the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique, when a system warning sounded at this moment. Warning! Someone has intruded into the warning perimeter. Please host respond in time. Hearing the system warning, Lin Jing paused for a moment. Then a huge boulder, several feet tall, in front of Lin Jing suddenly split silently into two halves. Boom! The boulder collapsed to both sides, kicking up a cloud of dust. At this time, a transparent object flew towards Lin Jing, and the aura emanating from this object was extremely faint. If one were not careful, it would be very hard to detect. The transparent object stopped right in front of Lin Jing and was then grabbed by him. It turned out that this transparent object was the flawless sword. The boulder just now had clearly been split by this flawless sword. The reason the flawless sword could move so silently was entirely the merit of the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique. During this period, Lin Jing, besides alchemy, had also taken out some time to specialize in training the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique. By now, Lin Jing had cultivated the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique to the third layer. The power exhibited by the third layer of the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique was slightly stronger than other foundation establishment stage sword control techniques. Furthermore, upon reaching the third layer, the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique's ability to conceal was even more superior. If he were to launch a sneak attack on a cultivator at the early foundation establishment, they might not be able to react in time. Of course, if faced with a mid or late foundation establishment cultivator, then the concealing effect of the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique might be greatly reduced. Unless Lin Jing continued to advance the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique to the fourth layer, then it might still be possible to pose a threat to mid or late foundation establishment cultivators. Afterward, Lin Jing put away the flawless sword and then spoke. System, restore the terrain. As Lin Jing's words fell, immediately after, the huge boulder in front of Lin Jing, as well as the area of the stone forest full of giant rocks ahead, started collapsing, falling to the ground and slowly turning back into rocks. Then, the ashen rocks also gradually changed color, ultimately turning back to the sandy yellow soil. During this time, Lin Jing had been practicing the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique in this manner. The transformed terrain could be freely destroyed by Lin Jing. In the end, it could all be restored. After restoring the terrain, Lin Jing activated observation mode to take a look around. When he saw the pill master surnamed Wang standing outside the door, the corners of Lin Jing's mouth slightly curled up. Here he comes. Then he left the system space. After leaving the system space, Lin Jing walked out of the room and towards the door of the yard. Walking along the road, Lin Jing looked up at the sun above his head, which had already risen quite high. Since yesterday, when Lin Jing heard that the pill master surnamed Wang would come today, he had been waiting for him. Lin Jing had actually expected him to arrive early in the morning. For this reason, Lin Jing had waited for some time, and when he did not show up, Lin Jing entered the system space to cultivate the Lin Jing Imperial Sword technique. Upon reaching the door, Lin Jing stretched out his hand and opened the gate, seeing the pill master, surnamed Wang, standing at the door. The pill master, surnamed Wang, seeing Lin Jing, spoke first. Lin Daoyu, I hope I'm not intruding. I didn't interrupt your alchemy today, did I? Lin Jing shook his head and replied, I was just cultivating. Why did Wang Daoyu come now? The pill master, surnamed Wang, looked around quietly and then spoke softly. Lin Daoyu, about the matter we discussed a few days ago, I was wondering how you have considered it? After listening, Lin Jing frowned slightly, appearing to be in quite a dilemma. Daoyu, please come inside to discuss further. Saying this, Lin Jing stepped aside to let the pill master, surnamed Wang, in. It really isn't appropriate to speak of such confidential matters at the doorstep. All right. The surnamed Wang pill master didn't delay and walked straight in. Upon entering the courtyard, the surnamed Wang pill master opened the conversation. Lin Daoyu, do you have any concerns? Lin Jing then sighed and said, Without concealment from Wang Daoyu, indeed, I have seriously considered the matter you mentioned, and am inclined to go there, but recently I have indeed been rather busy." At this, the surnamed Wang Pill Master said, "Lin Daoyu, whatever you're busy with can be postponed for now. As you know, opportunities wait for no one. This secret cave abode is indeed hidden, and currently, I am the only one who knows about it. But the formation originally used to conceal the cave abode has been accidentally damaged by me, and occasionally, some aura may leak out. There's no guarantee when it might be discovered by others. If you continue to hesitate, I may have to find someone else." After finishing his statement, the surnamed Wang Pill Master continued, "You need to realize that as a 4th grade Pill Master's cave abode, any item you obtain, there would be extremely rare and precious. Wang Daoyu, you must think this through," Lin Jing urged. Lin Jing then lowered his head and hesitated for a moment before suddenly raising it, as if he had made up his mind, looking at the surnamed Wang Pill Master. "Daoyu, in that case, I've decided to go with you to the cave abode, but not right now. I still have some matters to deal with, and afterward, I need to prepare. It might take a few days." Daoyu has made up his mind. "That is truly wonderful," the surnamed Wang Pill Master said joyfully. "Of course, preparation is necessary, not just for Lin Daoyu, but for myself as well. May I know how long you need to prepare?" 3 days, Lin Jing replied. 3 days should be about right." "All right," the surnamed Wang Pill Master said. "You prepare first in these 3 days, and I will also make some preparations. After 3 days, I will come here, and we will go to the cave abode together." "All right," Lin Jing replied. "Also, the cleansing spirit flower you promised." Afterward, a trace of greed flashed in Lin Jing's eyes as he looked at the surnamed Wang Pill Master. Since the surnamed Wang Pill Master believed him to be inherently greedy, then he would just act as wished. "Lin Daoyu, rest assured I do not have the root of the cleansing spirit flower with me right now. In 3 days, when we set off, I will make sure to give it to Lin Daoyu." The surnamed Wang Pill Master patted his chest and promised. "In that case, we have an agreement," Lin Jing said. "Amisham, please be at ease, Daoyu," the surnamed Wang Pill Master replied. Following that, the two had a further conversation, and then the surnamed Wang Pill Master left. After the surnamed Wang Pill Master had gone, Lin Jing changed his clothes in disguise, then left the house. This time, he arrived at an alley not far from the Liu clan. Taking advantage of no one being around, Lin Jing entered the system space. All along the way, Lin Jing didn't dare to delay, wanting to get there before the surnamed Wang Pill Master's arrival. To eavesdrop on their plan, Lin Jing knew that if everything went as expected, the surnamed Wang Pill Master would definitely come here as soon as possible to report this news to Liu Yuan. And Lin Jing himself only needed to wait here for his quarry to appear. Afterwards, Lin Jing spoke up. "System, enter observation mode." The next moment, the perspective shifted, and Lin Jing's viewpoint appeared above the Liu clan estate. Next, Lin Jing controlled the observation angle to move, arriving at the courtyard where Liu Yuan was located, then directly passing through the room and entering the secret chamber. Inside the secret chamber, Liu Yuan was at that moment meditating in seclusion, and the surnamed Wang Pill Master was not present. Clearly, he hadn't arrived yet. Then, Lin Jing continued to elevate his viewpoint, coming to the skies above the Liu clan, and kept watching the Liu clan's front gate, waiting for the arrival of the surnamed Wang Pill Master. Less than 2/4 of an hour later, from afar, Lin Jing saw the surnamed Wang Pill Master walking towards the Liu clan. As expected, Lin Jing's guess was correct. He had come. As soon as the surnamed Wang Pill Master entered the Liu clan, a cultivator who seemed to be the butler took him to the courtyard where Liu Yuan was. After that, the butler gestured for the Pill Master to go in while he stood guard outside the front door of the house. Upon entering, the Pill Master familiarly proceeded into the secret chamber, and Lin Jing also controlled the observation mode to re-enter the secret chamber. "Young Master Liu," the Pill Master didn't go directly inside the secret chamber. While still in the corridor leading to the chamber, he called out. Then, he heard Liu Yuan's voice from inside. "Come in, Not until Lu Yun had finished speaking did the pill master walk inside. Upon seeing Lu Yun, the pill master promptly said, "Young Master Lu," he agreed. When Lu Yun heard what the pill master said, his eyes suddenly burst with a sharp light as he intently looked at the pill master. "You're saying," he agreed. "Yes, young Master Lu," the pill master said, cupping his hands in a salute. After hearing this, Lu Yun immediately burst into laughter. "Huh," he agreed, "very good." Then, he continued to speak to the pill master. "Then, our plan can commence now." Hearing this, the pill master eagerly continued. "Young Master Lu, Lin Jing said that he has been somewhat busy lately and needs a few more days to prepare. Therefore, I use this as an excuse to set the date for 3 days from now." Upon hearing the full account, Lu Yun nodded and said, "That's fine. I can wait for 3 days. It gives us just enough time to arrange things in advance, so we can leave him without a place to be buried when the time comes." At that time, the pill master saluted again, saying, "Then do we follow the original plan and lead him to that valley next?" Lu Yun spoke directly. The pill master looked at Lu Yun with confusion and asked, "Then, where shall we set the ambush this time?" A cold light flashed in Lu Yun's eyes as he replied, "This time, to prevent any unexpected events, I plan to set the ambush site on the road you must take to reach the valley. Please inform me of the specifics of the ambush, so I can also be prepared ahead of time. Of course, I need to tell you, I've already decided it will be at." Since only the two of them were in the secret chamber, Lu Yun did not hesitate to inform the pill master of the exact location of the ambush. What they did not expect was that the target of their ambush, Lin Jing, had overheard every single word without missing a beat. At the appointed time, just lead him over there according to the original plan. After finishing speaking, Lu Yun gave the pill master a few more instructions. "Understood," the pill master said, and after pondering for a moment, he continued to ask, "Young Master Lu, for this ambush, may I ask how many people you plan to arrange?" Lu Yun wore a look of disdain. "Is an energy refinement cultivator even worth our full effort? If not for being an inner Feng market, I fear he would have already died without a place to be buried." Master Lu speaks the truth. The Wang surnamed pill master clasped his hands, then swiftly changed the subject, sharing his own view. "However, Master Lu, I think, even so, to be on the safe side, it's better to bring a couple more people. If we, by some mischance, let him escape, I fear we won't have such an opportunity again." As the words of the Wang surnamed pill master fell, Lu Yun sank into thought. After pondering for a moment, Lu Yun nodded his head and spoke again. "You're speaking sense. When the time comes, I'll bring one more person along. With him there, Lin Jing will not be able to escape no matter what. After all, this matter isn't suitable for too many people to know. We 3 Foundation Establishment cultivators will make a move against a single Qi refinement realm cultivator. I think, even in his death, he should rest in peace." The Wang surnamed pill master clasped his hands and flattered. Master Lu's insight is profound. As the plan proceeded smoothly, Lu Yun felt relieved at heart. Even his cultivation, which had been stagnant for a long while, seemed to have grown somewhat. It was as though Lin Jing was already dead before his eyes. But in front of the Wang surnamed pill master, he still pretended to be composed and said, "All right, you may go. You've played no small part in this affair, and after it's done, rest assured you won't be forgotten." "Thank you, Master Lu. I will take my leave." The Wang surnamed pill master quickly bowed and said, Lu Yun responded. After that, the Wang surnamed pill master walked out. Once the Wang surnamed pill master had left, Lin Jing did not bother with him and continued observing Lu Yun. Then, Lu Yun's lips curved into a cold smile. "Lin Jing, you're as good as dead this time." Afterward, he closed his eyes once more and began to meditate. Lin Jing also fell silent. This time, they actually planned to deploy 3 Foundation Establishment experts. Although Lu Yun did not specify, Lin Jing believed that the last person Lu Yun planned to bring was very likely a late-stage Foundation Establishment cultivator. Lin Jing had initially thought to take advantage of this opportunity to eliminate Lu Yiyuan. But faced with 3 foundation establishments, no matter how well he prepared, the chances were slim, and it could easily put him in grave danger. Now, he realized his previous thoughts were impractical. Just then, Lu Yiyuan, who was meditating, suddenly opened his eyes. Lin Jing quickly gathered his thoughts and resumed his observation of Lu Yiyuan. Lu Yiyuan smacked his head and muttered to himself, "Almost forgot. I still have to inform the elder about this. Last time, the elder already warned me. I can't afford to make another mistake." Hearing Lu Yiyuan's words, Lin Jing's brows furrowed tightly. It seems that Wu Kai Immortal knows about this affair too, and he has even tacitly consented to it. Looking at it this way, Wu Kai Immortal clearly didn't take Elder Bai's words seriously, and Lin Jing's situation was even more dangerous than he had imagined. Now, there was no way for him to take action against Lu Yiyuan, for if anything happened to Lu Yiyuan, Wu Kai Immortal would be the first to seek him out. It seems I can only find an excuse to turn down the Wang-surnamed Pill Master's invitation. What a pity! That cleansing spirit flower's stem and root is exactly what I wanted. Lin Jing couldn't help but sigh inwardly. Suddenly, Lin Jing was startled awake. Right? Lu Yiyuan is no ordinary cultivator. Trying to get rid of him is as hard as ascending to heaven, and it's normal enough if I can't. But the cleansing spirit flower's stem and root are in the hands of the Wang-surnamed Pill Master. I could find a way to get my hands on it. That wouldn't be a loss at all. Afterward, Lin Jing began to ponder over how to acquire the cleansing spirit flower's rootstock from the Pill Master, surnamed Wang. Just at that moment, Lu Yiyuan rose to his feet and left the secret chamber. Lin Jing quickly halted his musings and focused on Lu Yiyuan's actions, controlling the observation mode to follow behind him, hoping to eavesdrop on his conversation with Wu Kai Immortal. As Lu Yiyuan made his way toward the inner courtyard of the Lu clan, Lin Jing discovered that the observation mode had reached its maximum range and could not move forward any further. The Lu clan was simply too vast. With the range of observation mode, he couldn't infiltrate it at all, unless he could enter the Lu clan's inner courtyard. But such an act was undoubtedly a death wish. It seemed that overhearing the conversation between Lu Yiyuan and Wu Kai Immortal was out of the question. Since he had already obtained the information he wanted, there was no point for Lin Jing to linger here any longer. Afterward, Lin Jing exited observation mode, left the system space, and departed from his place. At this time, Lu Yiyuan arrived at the inner courtyard where Wu Kai Immortal resided. Lu Yiyuan bowed respectfully at the entrance and said, "Elder Ancestor, Yiyuan requests an audience." Following that, a voice came from inside the house. "Come in." Then, with a bang, the door automatically opened. Lu Yiyuan got up and walked in. Afterward, the door closed. Lu Yiyuan came to the inner room and bowed to Wu Kai Immortal, who was meditating on a cushion, saying, "Elder Ancestor, Yiyuan, what brings you here?" "Elder Ancestor, I have prepared the plan to deal with Lin Jing." "What plan? Let's hear it." Wu Kai Immortal did not open his eyes. He simply spoke up. "Yes, Elder Ancestor," Lu Yiyuan said, and then started to recount the entire plan. "I had the Pill Master who pledged his allegiance to me tell Lin Jing about a 4th-grade Pill Master's cavern outside the city." Following that, Wu Kai Immortal frowned but did not interrupt Lu Yiyuan. He let him continue. Until half an hour later, Lu Yiyuan had finished explaining his entire plan. At that point, Wu Kai Immortal opened his eyes and said, "You mean to say he agreed?" Lu Yiyuan bowed and replied, "Yes, Elder Ancestor. He agreed to head to that 4th-grade Pill Master's cavern." After pondering for a moment, Wu Kai Immortal said to Lu Yiyuan, "Your plan is full of holes. It would be truly strange if he agreed." Sweat broke out on Lu Yiyuan's forehead, and he hurriedly bowed. "Please enlighten me, Elder Ancestor." "Well, you were never adept at scheming. Moreover, you found such a foolish person. You might well be ambushed without even realizing it." "Elder Ancestor means to say, he has already seen through our scheme and intends to ambush me?" Lu Yiyuan quickly asked. "Whether he has seen through it or not, I cannot say. but it makes no sense for him to agree, Wu Kai Immortal said. Then, Elder Ancestor, what should we do now? Should we abandon the plan? Wu Kai Immortal said, Abandon it? Why should we abandon it? If he truly has seen through it and intends to harm you, we should seize this opportunity to employ a countermeasure, openly eliminate him, and also free you from your heart demon. If he hasn't seen through it, then carry out the plan as you outlined. Elder Ancestor. Lui Yuan's eyes showed a hint of surprise as he looked at Wu Kai Immortal. Wu Kai Immortal continued to speak. Now that the seal on the demon race secret realm has been broken, and the demonic energy has all dissipated, in 2 days, we Golden Core cultivators will open the seal to the demon race secret realm and venture into it to explore. At that time, I'll have your father stay behind. Your father now possesses the cultivation of the Golden Core stage, and with him by your side, no matter whether Lin Jing sees through your plot, under the absolute force of strength, he will have no power to resist. Rest assured, I have already investigated thoroughly, and this Lin Jing is definitely not the Pill Master's nephew. Even if we kill him, that Pill Master won't go so far as mutual destruction over a stranger. Understood, Elder, Lu Yuan said. With the Elder's arrangements in place, Lu Yuan felt significantly more at ease. Then, recalling what the Elder had mentioned about the demon race secret realm, he asked, Elder, what is this demon race secret realm all about? The Wu Kai Immortal replied, This demon race secret realm was sealed in the past due to the dense demonic energy that made it impossible for cultivators to enter. A few days ago, after a survey, for some unknown reason, the demonic energy was found to be gone. A demon race secret realm without demonic energy is a treasure trove. It has been seldom visited for many years, and there must be plenty of high-level spirit grass. There may even be a chance for other rare treasures to appear. That's why we're going to open the seal and be the first to go in for an exploration. And once we confirm there is no danger, we can send people in to excavate on a large scale. A treasure trove, you say? Lu Yuan exclaimed in surprise. Yes, you might even find some precious spiritual medicine inside that could enable you to break through in one fell swoop, the Wu Kai Immortal said. All right, you may go now. Remember, when the time comes, bring your father. I will speak to him in advance. And eliminate that offering priest pill master from Ubela too. If possible, push everything onto him. Lu Yuan immediately understood and promptly cupped his hands and said, As you command, Elder. After Lin Jing returned, he began his cultivation practice straight away. It lasted until the western sky was filled with red clouds, nearing dusk. Suddenly, a knock on the door interrupted Lin Jing's cultivation. Lin Jing opened his eyes, then stood up and walked towards the door. Upon opening the courtyard door, he found Huang Qingling standing at the entrance, with Little Sparrow still perched on her shoulder. Before Huang Qingling could speak, Little Sparrow already flew over and landed on Lin Jing's shoulder. While the two were puzzled, Little Sparrow leaned forward and rubbed against Lin Jing's head. It then turned its small eyes towards Lin Jing's storage bag before turning back and chirping at him. Little Sparrow, how come you're back to being greedy again? Huang Qingling covered her forehead with her hand, finding herself at a loss for words with Little Sparrow. Lin Jing couldn't help but laugh and cry. This Little Sparrow had learned how to be cute. Little Sparrow had just finished helping him out, and now was turning its back on him so soon, which didn't feel quite right. Besides, he might need Little Sparrow's help again in the future, so naturally, he had to treat Little Sparrow well now. Thus, Lin Jing took out his storage bag, pulled out a small porcelain bottle, and poured out a gathering yuan pill. Then he said to Little Sparrow, Little Sparrow, remember that if I ever need help in the future, you must come aid me, okay? Little Sparrow looked at the gathering yuan pill in Lin Jing's hand and nodded repeatedly. Then, Lin Jing handed the gathering yuan pill to Little Sparrow, which took the pill in its beak and swallowed it in one gulp. After swallowing the elixir medicine, Little Sparrow flapped its wings a couple of times and chirped joyfully. Seeing this, Huang Qingling could only helplessly shake her head and sigh. This Little Sparrow is hopeless. I really suspect that one day it might be lured away by someone. Friend Qingling worries too much. Little Sparrow is very smart and won't run off with strangers. Lin Jing defended Little Sparrow. Showing its intelligence, Little Sparrow directly flew to Huang Qingling's shoulder and rubbed her cheek, supporting Lin Jing's words. All right. Stop rubbing. I'm not mad at you anymore, Huang Qingling said helplessly. Only then did Little Sparrow stop its actions. Friend Qingling, did you come to see me because you have something important? Lin Jing asked. Of course it's important, and it's a big deal. Let's go to my place. Li Tongyu and the others are waiting, Huang Qingling said directly. Li brother? Is it Li brother who wants to see me? Lin Jing asked, puzzled. Never mind that. Just come with me. You'll know once we get there. As she spoke, Huang Qingling took Lin Jing by the hand and headed towards her courtyard. Upon reaching Huang Qingling's residence, Lin Jing finally learned what the important matter Huang Qingling had referred to was. That matter was being the head chef. It turned out that a couple of days ago, their enjoyment was delayed due to the matter of the demon race secret realm. Therefore, they thought of gathering again today. That's why Huang Qingling had pulled Lin Jing over. Brother Lin Jing, this formidable task is entrusted to you guys, Li Qingqing said to Lin Jing with a smile. Of course, her you guys included Li Tongyu. Even Zhang Yuan, who didn't know how to cook, could help out in the kitchen. So, the trio started to busy themselves in the kitchen. Night fell, and dusk darkened the skies. The sumptuous feast was finally ready. They all gathered around the table when Li Tongyu began to speak. Brother Lin, you might not know yet, but the investigation results of that demon race secret realm have come out. Brother Li, please tell me. Lin Jing was actually quite interested in the demon race secret realm, so he listened attentively. That demon secret realm, after the demon energy dissipated, has now become a land of treasure. A land of treasure? Lin Jing voiced his surprise, repeating the phrase. Yes, a land of treasure, Li Tongyu nodded in affirmation. Just yesterday, my grandfather and a few other Golden Core immortals used some methods at the entrance, ventured through the cracks in the broken formation, and conducted an exploration. After the exploration, they were taken aback to find that the spiritual energy inside was extremely dense, and even without delving too deep, they discovered some rare spirit grass. And now, with the demon energy inside the demon race secret realm gone, the sealed formation at the entrance has somehow been broken, losing its effect. So they decided, why not just open the seal and venture in to explore? If there are dangers, they would be eliminated on the spot. If, after their exploration, it is confirmed that there really is no danger inside, they have decided to open the secret realm and let us all enter. After finishing his explanation, Li Tongyu looked at Lin Jing and asked, I wonder, Brother Lin, do you have any thoughts about entering the secret realm? Lin Jing thought for a moment, then replied, Brother Li, I'm touched by your kindness, but my cultivation is really too low, so I'd rather not trouble you. Upon hearing this, Li Tongyu quickly added, Actually, when the time comes, if you follow us, we will protect you, and nothing untoward will happen. Li Qingqing also chimed in at this moment. Exactly, Brother Lin Jing. With my grandfather and the others going ahead to scout, even if there are dangers, most of them should be eliminated. The rest, I presume, is negligible. With our cultivations, we should be able to handle them. What's more, in cultivation, there's no such thing as smooth sailing. One always has to take some risks, and even we, the Scions of Families, are no exception. And besides, following us, you won't really be taking a risk. After listening to Li Qingqing, Lin Jing fell into contemplation, inevitably thinking of the events of the day. Li Qingqing is right. Cultivation is never plain sailing. Risks are always a part of it, thought Lin Jing. He quickly made up his mind. Although I can't deal with Lu Yuan for now, I could find a way to snatch the cleansing spirit flower's rhizome. After all, it isn't cheap. Qing is right. Cultivation does indeed require taking some risks. Lin Jing suddenly spoke up. Lin Jing bro, does that mean you agree to go? Li Qingqing asked excitedly. Well, let's talk about that when the time comes. After all, Your grandfather and the others haven't even broken the seal yet. Lin Jing didn't reject the idea, nor did he immediately agree. Besides, exploring a secret realm will probably take some time. As you all know, the new steward Zheng is strict with management. If I can't produce the elixir medicine, he really might revoke my status as an offering priest pill master at Ubela. Li Qingqing smacked his forehead and said, "Right, how could we have forgotten about that? Lin Jing bro has alchemy tasks to do." Unlike us at that moment, Li Tongyu spoke up. "Brother Lin, do you need me to help you make some?" Lin Jing shook his head and said, "Brother Li, I want to complete it on my own." Li Tongyu was stunned for a moment. Then he said, "Brother Lin, I understand. Come on, let's not talk about that now. Let's have a drink." After saying that, Li Tongyu poured a cup of wine for each of the group. Then they all raised their glasses and drank in one gulp. After putting down the glasses, Li Tongyu spoke up again. "Brother Lin, we'd already decided before you came that we were going to visit the black market tonight. Why don't you join us?" Lin Jing thought for a moment and then nodded. All right. After all, he hadn't been to the black market for quite a while, and this was a good opportunity to see if there were any spirit plants he needed. If there were, he could take the chance to buy them. The banquet lasted until the moon hung on the branches. Afterward, everyone tidied up and set out for the black market. Upon arriving at a teleportation array outside the Fong market, the group used it to enter the black market. After they all teleported over and regrouped, they walked deeper into the black market. Arriving at the black market entrance, Li Tongyu paid 50 low-grade spirit stones, and the group followed him inside. At that point, Li Tongyu said, "I've heard that recently there's a talisman master in the black market. Our visit today is perfect to check it out, and besides, it will help us prepare for the demon race secret realm in advance. After all, we still don't know the situation inside the demon race secret realm. Just in case there's any danger, buying a couple of talismans for emergencies is also a good idea." Brother Li is right, Zhang Yuan nodded. Then the group continued to walk deeper inside. Along the way, Huang Qingling and Li Qingqing were looking around excitedly, darting off to check various stalls. But Lin Jing and the other two were much calmer, for they often frequented the black market and were used to its wonders. They walked until they were deep inside the black market, and Li Tongyu suddenly stopped, pointing at a stall ahead. "That stall there is..." The group followed the direction Li Tongyu was pointing in. They saw that the stall was positioned right next to the place where Lin Jing often sold his elixir medicine. In front of the stall hung a banner that drooped down, which bore the words Talisman Heir in large characters, uncannily mirroring his own title of Elixir Valley Heir. It seemed that the person who set up this stall did so deliberately. Huang Qingling saw the Talisman Heir banner and immediately became discontent. Talisman Heir? Quite the lofty claim. Do they think they're the Elixir Valley Heir? Lin Jing knew that it must be because of the last incident when he, posing as the Elixir Valley Heir, sent a few elixir medicines to Elder Yu. This act had left a very good impression on Huang Qingling. Now, encountering this imitator who claimed to be a symbol master's successor and set up a stall just like the Elixir Valley Heir, she immediately felt uncomfortable. So, she hadn't even met this symbol master's heir, and already she harbored a poor impression of him. Isn't this just someone using the name of the Elixir Valley Heir to deceive others? Li Qingqing also chimed in from the side. "Brother, do talismans have something like that pure talismans similar to pure elixir medicine?" Li Tongyu shook his head and said, "No, the highest quality for talismans is the superior talismans." Afterward, he looked thoughtfully at the stall in front of him. "Let's go have a look." "Okay, I want to see just what kind of impressive talismans he has here," said Huang Qingling as she walked ahead. Lin Jing and the others followed suit, arriving at the stall. They saw many talismans on display, including various first-rank and second-rank talismans. In the center of the stall, there was a delicately crafted wooden box. Inside the wooden box lay a talisman that was unlike the others. It was a bit larger, and the entire talisman emitted a faint golden glow. A third-rank talisman, Zhang Yuan spoke up directly. "You have quite an eye, friend. This is indeed a third-rank talisman." Lin Jing looked up to see the stall owner. The stall owner appeared quite thin, with a dirt yellow robe hanging loosely on his frame, not fitting very well. The stall owner was smiling at this moment, gazing at the group. "May I ask what kind of talisman you are looking for? I have all kinds here." Hearing the stall owner speak like this, Huang Qingling wasn't pleased, and then said, "You have every kind of talisman here?" "Of course." The stall owner lifted his head and spoke, exuding great confidence. At this point, Li Tongyu opened his mouth. "Fellow cultivator, I wonder how much you are selling this third-rank talisman for." The stall owner paused for a moment before responding. "This third-rank talisman, it's not for sale, not for sale? Then why display it at all?" Huang Qingling spoke up directly, countering. "Look at your stall. You're even copying the Elixir Valley heir. When the Elixir Valley heir sets up a stall, no matter what the pure elixir medicine is, it's for sale. But you, on the other hand, display them but don't sell them." However, the stall owner didn't get angry. Instead, he looked at Huang Qingling and said plainly, "Fellow cultivator, you misunderstand. The reason why I do this is actually to wait here for the Elixir Valley heir, hoping to exchange this talisman for a few pure elixir medicines from him." As he explained, everyone suddenly understood that this was his way of seeking out the Elixir Valley heir. Then the stall owner continued. "It was also a month ago when I heard about the Elixir Valley heir's deeds that I came to Nanshan Market, hoping to exchange some elixir medicine from the hands of the Elixir Valley heir. But now, having set up shop here for already half a month, the Elixir Valley heir has never appeared." Sigh. After saying this, the stall owner even heaved a sigh. Upon hearing this, Huang Qingling also realized that his intention was to seek out the Elixir Valley heir in this manner. "May I ask if you, fellow cultivator, have ever seen the Elixir Valley heir?" Huang Qingling nodded and said, "I have seen him, but..." However, before Huang Qingling could finish talking, the stall owner interrupted. "I don't know, friend. If you can get in touch with the Elixir Valley heir, I want to buy a few elixirs from him." Huang Qingling fell silent for a moment before saying, "That Elixir Valley heir is very mysterious. I don't even know who he is, let alone how to contact him. The only times I've seen him were in this black market." The stall owner seemed somewhat disappointed. Just then, Lin Jing spoke up and asked, "May I know, fellow Taoist, what kind of elixir medicine you plan to exchange for this third-rank talisman?" The stall owner selling the talisman replied, "For this talisman, I plan to exchange for 1 pure detoxification elixir and 1 pure accumulation pill. In addition to these 2 elixirs, there needs to be 1 more pure foundation-building elixir." After hearing this, Li Tongyu slightly frowned and said, "The other elixirs are manageable, but the pure foundation-building elixir is too hard to find." The stall owner took the wooden box in hand, showed it to everyone, and then said, "Please look, friends, this talisman is made from the fur of a golden core demonic beast and inscribed by a golden core immortal. The talisman itself gleams with a golden light that doesn't dissipate, and occasional flashes of lightning arcs can be seen. This talisman is none other than a superior extinguishing true heaven. Thunder Talisman, its power is quite formidable. Even when facing a golden core cultivator, this talisman can at least severely injure, if not endanger their life. If we're talking value, this talisman is not cheap at all. Exchanging it for the elixirs I mentioned earlier is more than enough." As he said this, the stall owner furrowed his brows and added, "But those pure elixir medicines are really too hard to find. Otherwise, I wouldn't only exchange it for so little." After hearing this, everyone nodded in agreement. This third-rank talisman is indeed as the stall owner described. Although it's a consumable item, its materials are not easier to find than third-rank elixirs. The stall owner mentioned a few elixirs that Lin Jing could actually produce. He had both the pure foundation-building elixir and the pure accumulation pill on him right now. However, he didn't have the pure detoxification elixir, because most of what he refined was the gathering yuan pill he needed, and he didn't make many other elixirs. Given time, he could definitely refine it though. But upon seeing this third-rank talisman, Lin Jing was tempted as well. Especially considering his upcoming plans, having this third-rank talisman would be very beneficial. Forget it. We can't afford this third-rank talisman. Let's buy some other talismans instead, Ching said. The others also nodded in agreement. Moving on, they bought some second-rank talismans from this stall owner. Some were for attack, some for defense, and others had special functions. After purchasing the talismans, they wanted to see if there were any magic artifacts worth their attention. However, after another round in the black market, they didn't find any magic artifacts that were a good fit. So, after some discussion, they decided to leave the black market. The next day, Lin Jing spent the entire day in the system space, constantly trying to refine a pure detoxification elixir. No one disturbed him the whole day. Unfortunately, by nightfall, when Lin Jing came out of the system space, he still hadn't succeeded in refining the pure detoxification elixir. Seeing that time was running short, Lin Jing could only go to the black market to see if he could replace the detoxification elixir with other pure elixir medicines. If that really didn't work out, he would have to see then. Next, Lin Jing changed into a different set of clothes and used the hidden dragon pendant of the Azure Moon to alter his appearance and aura, disguising himself before leaving the courtyard. After leaving the courtyard, Lin Jing headed straight for the Fong market outside. This time, he went directly to the teleportation array that he and a few others had entered the black market through yesterday, and from there, he was teleported into the black market again. After teleporting in, Lin Jing took out a conical hat from his storage bag and put on, then headed towards the black market. Upon reaching the black market, Lin Jing paid some spirit stones and then entered. Walking past the streets into the heart of the black market, Lin Jing, from a distance, saw the stall of that talisman heir. At the moment, there were two cultivators in front of the stall, seemingly engaged in a conversation with the stall owner. Lin Jing did not go over immediately, but waited for a moment. A moment later, the two cultivators, still talking, left the talisman heir's stall. That third-rank talisman is all fine and good, but simply unaffordable. To think it actually requires a pure elixir medicine. Indeed, only then did Lin Jing approach. Seeing Lin Jing arrive, the stall owner greeted him with the same smile as always. Fellow Taoist, what talisman do you desire? I have everything you could need. Lin Jing looked at the stall, and the extinguishing True Heaven Thunder talisman was still there. Lin Jing pointed at the extinguishing True Heaven Thunder talisman and asked, "How much for this talisman?" The stall owner, upon seeing Lin Jing inquire about nothing else but the only third-rank talisman on his stall, couldn't help but shake his head. Fellow Taoist, I'm sorry, but this talisman is not for sale. He thought that the person before him must have been attracted by the third-rank talisman and probably did not possess the elixir medicine he desired. In these days, there had been too many people like him asking for the price. Even if not 300 or 500, there were at least 100 or 2. Most would just shake their heads and walk away as soon as they heard his asking price. Of course, some had tried to bargain with him, but the items they could offer were not what he wanted, so he had refused them all. Hence, he now did not even want to explain anymore. I would like to buy this talisman. Lin Jing continued to speak. The stall owner sighed with a sense of resignation and said, "Sigh, fellow Taoist, this talisman is not for sale, only for trade. I'm afraid the item I desire is something you don't have." Lin Jing was not offended, and instead spoke directly. "Fellow Taoist, you tell me first what you want. If I truly don't have it, then I'll turn around and leave, and I promise not to disturb you again." "All right then." The stall owner began reluctantly. "Tell me, do you have a pure foundation building elixir?" "Can this talisman be traded for a pure foundation building elixir?" asked Lin Jing. The stall owner shook his head and said, "This talisman is a superior third-rank talisman. Just one pure foundation building elixir is definitely not enough. But I urgently need a pure foundation building elixir. Without it, I can't trade with you." "I see." Lin Jing nodded, then continued, "Not to hide it from you, as a matter of fact, I do have one." The stall owner was stunned for a second. Then he suddenly raised his voice. "Fellow Taoist, you have a pure foundation building elixir?" Clearly, Lin Jing's answer was unexpected and had excited him. "Of course." Saying this, Lin Jing took out a pure jade box from his storage bag and showed the stall owner a glimpse of it. When the stall owner caught sight of the two words Elixir Valley on the pure jade box, he immediately became excited and lowered his voice to say, "Fellow Taoist, could it be that you are an Elixir Valley heir?" Obviously fearful that others might overhear. After all, the Elixir Valley heir was too famous, especially within this black market. Lin Jing shook his head, saying, "Fellow Taoist thinks too much. How could I possibly be the Elixir Valley heir?" Lin Jing found an excuse and chose not to reveal the identity of the Elixir Valley heir, because this third-rank talisman was too conspicuous. If revealed, it could possibly bring him many unnecessary troubles. So, he chose to conceal his identity. Afterward, Lin Jing continued, "To be honest, this elixir medicine was bought by me when the Elixir Valley heir was selling them in the past. I had originally planned to keep it until someone urgently needed it and then sell it at a high price. But seeing that talisman of yours, I truly liked it, so I thought of taking it out to exchange with fellow Taoist." The stall owner couldn't help feeling regret, saying, "So that's how it is. Ah, you have made me laugh, fellow Taoist. What a pity I arrived late and didn't witness the Elixir Valley heir selling elixir medicines. Otherwise, I would definitely have bought a few. Fellow Taoist, could you please tell me your price for that talisman?" Lin Jing looked at the stall owner and asked. "Of course," the stall owner replied. "For this third-rank talisman, I plan to exchange one pure foundation, building elixir, one pure accumulation pill, and one pure detoxification elixir. Although it seems like I'm asking for a bit much. But this talisman is a third-rank superior attack talisman. Its power is extraordinary. It can even threaten a golden core cultivator. Exchanging those pure elixir medicines for it is definitely not a loss. I just don't know if fellow Taoist has these elixir medicines on you." After listening to the stall owner, Lin Jing fell silent for a while and did not immediately answer. Seeing that Lin Jing did not immediately respond, the hope that had originally been in the stall owner's heart sank. But he really did not want to miss out on that pure foundation building elixir, so he asked again, "Fellow Taoist, may I know how many pure elixir medicines you have?" Lin Jing directly said, "Not to conceal from fellow Taoist, I have 2 of the elixir medicines you need, only lacking one pure detoxification elixir. May I ask if other elixir medicines can replace the pure detoxification elixir, fellow Taoist?" After hearing what Lin Jing said, the stall owner pondered for a moment, then said, "If fellow Taoist has other second-rank pure elixir medicines, naturally it can be done. Being both pure, I could also use that pure elixir medicine to exchange for the pure detoxification elixir that I need, but if it's other elixir medicines..." At this point, the stall owner paused for a moment, then continued. "Presumably fellow Taoist also knows the gap between pure elixir medicines and other elixir medicines, whether in terms of efficacy or value, is incomparable. If there is one less pure elixir medicine..." The stall owner here paused to reflect for a moment, then raised his head and said, "Actually, it's not impossible, but fellow Taoist would need to pay a higher price." After the stall owner finished speaking, Lin Jing waved his hand, saying, "Fellow Taoist misunderstands. Not to hide it from you, I'm also an alchemist. I was fortunate enough to have refined a pure elixir medicine previously. However, that was a pure gathering yuan pill. Adding that gathering yuan pill, I have one each of pure foundation building, recovery, and gathering yuan pills. With these 3 pure elixir medicines to exchange for your third-rank talisman. How does that sound, fellow Taoist?" Upon hearing this, the stall owner was once again overjoyed and quickly said, "Yes, of course it's possible." Lin Jing glanced around and then said, "It's crowded and conspicuous here. How about we go to the secret trade room to make the transaction?" "All right, just let me tidy up the stall first," the stall owner replied. Having said that, the stall owner started to pack up his things. After the stall owner finished packing up, he followed Lin Jing towards the secret trade room. Upon arriving at the secret trade room and paying a medium-grade spirit stone, the two went inside. After entering the room and closing the door, Lin Jing took out 3 pure jade boxes from his storage bag and placed them on the table. These 3 pure jade boxes were prepared by Lin Jing in advance. 2 of them bore the mark of Elixir Valley, while the other was a regular pure jade box with no markings. Then, Lin Jing pointed to the elixir medicines on the table and introduced. Among these, 2 were bought from the Elixir Valley heir. The remaining 1 was a stroke of good luck, refined by myself. Fellow Taoist may inspect them at will. The stall owner bowed to Lin Jing. Fellow Taoist, excuse me for a moment. I will need to open the pure jade boxes to inspect them, so I'm letting you know beforehand. Do not worry. That is as it should be, Lin Jing said. The stall owner nodded, then picked up one of the pure jade boxes and examined it. After inspecting it for a while, the stall owner placed the pure jade box on the table and carefully opened it. As the pure jade box opened, a fragrant scent of elixir medicine instantly diffused, filling the room. The stall owner took a deep breath, then quickly closed the pure jade box. Such intoxicating pill fragrance, truly befitting of a pure elixir, the stall owner exclaimed. After speaking, he set that pure jade box aside and proceeded to pick up the next one for inspection. In just a moment, he had inspected all 3 pure elixirs. Once the inspection was complete, the stall owner looked up at Lin Jing. Fellow Taoist, there is no problem with your elixir medicines. Shall we conduct our trade now? We may, Lin Jing nodded. Next, the stall owner took out a wooden box holding 3rd-rank talismans and handed it to Lin Jing. Lin Jing reached out to take it, opened the wooden box, and the golden light burst forth from the talismans, with sporadic flashes of lightning arcs. At this moment, the stall owner said, pointing to the wooden box, Fellow Taoist, remember that if you want to store these talismans, you need that lingwood. Box in your hands. Inside the lingwood box, the storage time for these talismans can be greatly extended. Otherwise, without the lingwood box, these talismans will begin to lose spiritual power in just a few years. Once the spiritual power starts to diminish, the grade of the talismans will drop, and so will their power. But stored inside the lingwood box, the loss of spiritual power can be greatly slowed down, and the talismans can remain preserved for hundreds of years without a problem. Thanks for the information, fellow Taoist. Lin Jing bowed with his fist. After speaking, Lin Jing continued. Fellow Taoist, I'd also like to buy some 2nd-rank talismans from you. Having just traded and acquired 3 pure elixirs, the stall owner was still in a very good mood. So he patted his chest and said, Whatever talismans you desire, fellow Taoist, I could give you a few as a gift. Lin Jing hastily said, Fellow Taoist, there's no need. I require quite a few, probably 20 to 30. The stall owner paused for a moment, then said somewhat embarrassingly, In that case, I will give you a discount, fellow Taoist. Following that, after a discussion between the two, Lin Jing purchased 32nd-rank offensive talismans from the stall owner. Even after the purchase, Lin Jing still felt uneasy. In the end, he even bought several teleportation talismans before finally deciding to stop. The two then agreed on a price, exchanged money for goods, and their transaction was thoroughly completed. After completing the exchange, the two left the secret trade room, said their farewells, and went their separate ways. After parting with the stall owner, Lin Jing did not leave the black market, but continued to browse. Next, he planned to buy another magic artifact flying sword. Lin Jing's current magic artifact, the flawless sword, was far too conspicuous and often difficult to use. Buying a flying sword could be used openly, making the enemy let down their guard, and the flawless sword was better suited for sneak attacks. On the black market, there was no shortage of magic artifacts for sale. It was dazzling to see. Finally, after making a round, Lin Jing spent dozens of medium-grade spirit stones to buy a medium-grade magic artifact flying sword. After buying the flying sword, Lin Jing took another look around, and seeing nothing else of interest, he left the black market. Back in his courtyard, Lin Jing entered the system space immediately. Now, with only 2 days left until the meeting with the pill master named Wang, Lin Jing needed to hurry and refine the newly purchased flying sword. As he had saved up plenty of system space entry time before, with just 2 days left until the arrival of the pill master named Wang, time was urgent, and now was the perfect moment to use it. The reason Lin Jing was doing all this, buying third-rank talismans and a large number of attack talismans, and purchasing another flying sword, was actually in preparation to obtain the cleansing spirit flower from the pill master named Wang. This was Lin Jing's plan. For the next 2 days, Lin Jing would continue as usual, doing what needed to be done. On the third day, when the pill master named Wang came to find him, he would make up some excuse to turn down his invitation. According to the information Lin Jing had overheard that day, Lu Yuan would be lying in ambush at the valley early on. If he did not attend the arranged meeting, it would signify a change in plans, and the pill master named Wang would certainly rush to the ambush spot to notify Lu Yuan. At the same time, Lin Jing would have the opportunity to ambush halfway and take the cleansing spirit flower from the pill master named Wang. However, Lin Jing could not kill him, because Lin Jing still needed him to testify and extricate himself from the situation. The cultivation of the pill master named Wang was not low, and taking the cleansing spirit flower from him wouldn't be easy. Moreover, Lin Jing could not only refrain from killing him, he also could not reveal his Ling Jing imperial sword technique and the flawless sword, which made things even more difficult. With these restrictions, talismans naturally became the best means of attack. The reason Lin Jing bought so many talismans in one go was for this very purpose. And that third-rank talisman, if possible, should be used sparingly. But if there truly was danger and the third-rank talisman had to be used, Lin Jing would not hesitate to do so. This is also why Lin Jing did not use his identity as the Elixir Valley heir to purchase the talismans. Actually, if it wasn't for Wu Kai Immortal also knowing about this matter, Lin Jing would not have needed to go through such trouble. He could have simply agreed to the pill master named Wang's proposal, and then could have asked him for the cleansing spirit flower stem, and perhaps even find an opportunity to use the third-rank talisman to eliminate Lu Yuan, which was not impossible. Of course, this is under the circumstance that Lin Jing knew there was no golden core expert with Lu Yuan. If he knew that Wu Kai Immortal had arranged for a golden core cultivator to be with Lu Yuan, then, no matter what, Lin Jing would not have such a bold idea. Next, Lin Jing spent a day completely refining the flying sword. After that, everything was ready, just waiting for the pill master named Wang to arrive. On the third morning, Lin Jing had already prepared and was meditating within his room, waiting for the arrival of the pill master with the surname Wang. About half an hour later, a knocking sound resonated. Lin Jing opened his eyes, his lips curling up as he murmured to himself, "Here they come." Then, he stood up, left the house, and walked towards the door. At the doorway, Lin Jing opened the courtyard gate and saw the pill master Wang standing there. Upon seeing Lin Jing, pill master Wang then said, "Lin Daoyu, I presume you're already prepared. Let's go." Lin Jing's face showed a hint of apology as he responded, "Pill master Wang, I'm terribly sorry." Upon hearing this, a sense of foreboding couldn't help but flash through pill master Wang's mind. Could it be that some unexpected change is about to occur? He had already discussed and arranged the matter with Lu Yuan, who had also gone to lay an ambush. If Lin Jing were to encounter some mishap and suddenly not go, that would put him in a difficult position to explain. Thus, pill master Wang feigned annoyance and said, "Lin Daoyu, what's the matter? Didn't we agree on this? Or are you having second thoughts?" Lin Jing shook his head, appearing helpless as he explained, "Pill master Wang, it's not that I don't want to go, but just before you came, Steward Chung suddenly paid me a visit, apparently. Deacon Zheng has some arrangement, so I was actually about to head to Yubela." After speaking, Lin Jing also let out a sigh. "I really have no other choice. How about we reschedule our visit to that fourth-grade pill master's cave abode for another day?" Upon hearing this, pill master Wang was likewise bewildered and hurriedly inquired, "Why would Deacon Zheng suddenly seek you out? I suspect someone has been speaking ill of me to Deacon Zheng, and I doubt this visit will end well." "Pill master Wang, you must be aware, ever since Deacon Zheng arrived, he has been targeting me. Even in the last offering priest assessment, you were there. You must know whom Deacon Jing's words were directed at during that gathering. Seeing Lin Jing speak thus, Pill Master Wang instantly understood and did not ponder any further. He had previously heard from Lu Yiyuan a hint that Deacon Jing's targeting of Lin Jing was somewhat related to him. But since Lu Yiyuan had only mentioned it in passing, he did not know the specifics. Therefore, he hastily comforted him. Lin Daoyu, could it be because of Elder Yu's influence that you've enjoyed quite a few privileges? And this Deacon Zheng, being rather upright, cannot tolerate these. So perhaps that's why Deacon Zheng is targeting you. Following this, Pill Master Wang continued. Since Deacon Zheng has some matter with you, then you should go ahead, and I'll wait here for you. If you return, you can find me anytime, and we can depart at any moment. After speaking, Pill Master Wang comforted Lin Jing a few more times and then left. After Pill Master Wang's departure, Lin Jing also left his home and headed for Yubela. He went straight to the backyard of Yubela without stopping. Taking advantage of a moment when no one was around, Lin Jing slipped out of the back gate of Yubela's backyard. After leaving Yubela, Lin Jing arrived at a deserted alley and then entered the system space. Next, he changed into a different set of clothes and used the hidden dragon pendant of the Azure Moon to alter his appearance and aura before he left the system space. After leaving Fong Market, Lin Jing immediately mounted the flying sword he had just purchased in the black market and flew towards the Night Mist Mountain range. They had discussed the plan thoroughly before, and Lin Jing had a clear understanding of it. He was also intimately familiar with their intended ambush location. Flying along, Lin Jing soon entered the outer regions of the Night Mist Mountain range and flew a bit further in. Then, he withdrew his flying sword and descended. Since demonic beasts roamed the Night Mist Mountain range, and flying in the sky made one particularly noticeable, it was very easy to be stealthily attacked by them. Therefore, unless one's cultivation was relatively high, most cultivators hardly flew on their swords after entering the mountain range. Even though this was the periphery of the Night Mist Mountain range, occasionally some Foundation establishment demonic beasts would appear. Therefore, Lin Jing had to be extra cautious, not flying carelessly to avoid provoking the attack of the demonic beasts. After landing, Lin Jing determined his bearings and then continued towards the ambush site he had previously identified. The Wang-named Pill Master had created a deeper location in his lies to make them more credible, which was almost close to the inner regions of the Night Mist Mountain range. Thus, Lin Jing had walked for a long time in the dense forest and finally reached the ambush site he had premeditated. This place had tall mountains and dense forests, and rarely visited by people. Lin Jing looked around and didn't notice any traces of demonic beasts. From here, walking further inside and crossing two mountain peaks would lead to the ambush location Lu Yiyuan had planned. In fact, this place was not very far from the spot where Lu Yiyuan planned to ambush. If it was too far, Lin Jing would be uncertain about the route the Wang-named Pill Master would take and whether he would pass by this location. Precisely because it wasn't too far away, the Wang-named Pill Master would have to pass by here if he wanted to deliver a message to Lu Yiyuan. And Lin Jing was able to escape directly after completing all this. Moreover, the distance Lin Jing left was sufficient. By the time the Wang-named Pill Master went to deliver the message, and they rushed over here, Lin Jing estimated he would have already made a clean escape. Just as he arrived at the location, Lin Jing looked around and saw nothing unusual. Just as he was beginning to relax, suddenly, a withered yellow branch snapped and lunged towards Lin Jing. Startled, Lin Jing instantly controlled his flying sword, slashing at the dry branch. The flying sword flashed by, and the branch rushing towards him was instantly severed into two pieces, with bright red blood spurting out from the break, splattering on the nearby ground. The branch fell on the fallen leaves, thrashed twice, and then lay still. At this moment, Lin Jing stepped closer to investigate. Only then did he see clearly that what seemed to be a stick was actually a worm-like demonic beast with strength equivalent to the early stages of qi refinement. Hence, it was slain by a single sword strike from Lin Jing. However, this creature was quite unique, entirely withered yellow in color, resembling a dried branch. At that moment, a scent of blood spread through the air, directly entering Lin Jing's nostrils. Lin Jing then felt something was amiss. The demonic beast he had slain here, its scent of blood would surely be noticed by the Wong-named Pill Master, arousing his vigilance. In such a case, ambushing would become even more difficult. It seemed that he had to change his position. Following that, Lin Jing fell into deep thought. After pondering for a moment, Lin Jing had an idea. Since this place was no longer suitable for an ambush, he would have to move a bit further ahead where it was more appropriate. Then, Lin Jing turned and walked back a little. The position he chose was not very far from where he had slain the branch, like demonic beast. And then, Lin Jing directly entered the system space and initiated the observation mode. In this way, he waited for the arrival of the Wong-named Pill Master. Lin Jing knew that although the Wong-named Pill Master claimed to be waiting for him, it wouldn't be long before he came looking to deliver the message to Liu Yiyuan. This wait lasted for 4 hours. It wasn't until the 4 hours had passed, just as Lin Jing was about to doubt his judgment, that he finally saw, from observation mode, the Wong-named Pill Master heading his way. Lin Jing also breathed a sigh of relief at that moment. His guess indeed hadn't been wrong. At this time, the Wong-named Pill Master walked cautiously through the dense forest. At the same time, he murmured something, but as the distance was too great, Lin Jing couldn't hear clearly. Therefore, Lin Jing zoomed in his observational view and continued listening. That Lin Jing, he wasn't at Yubela at all. Could this operation have been seen through? This isn't good. I can't tell Liu Yiyuan, or else if he gets annoyed, I won't end up any better. I'll just tell him that I saw it with my own eyes that Steward Chung took Lin Jing away. Right, just like that. After he talked to himself, the Wong-named Pill Master still cautiously looked around. I just hope I don't encounter any demonic beasts. He then quickened his steps and headed towards the spot where Lin Jing lay in ambush. When he arrived at the spot where Lin Jing had entered system space, the Wong-named Pill Master paused again. After a careful look around, he murmured to himself, I feel like something is not right. Lin Jing could tell. The Wong-named Pill Master was still very vigilant. It was fortunate he had hidden himself in system space beforehand. At this time, Lin Jing had already prepared everything within system space. Meanwhile, he also held 2 talismans in his hand. All he was waiting for was for the Wong-named Pill Master to discover the corpse of the demonic beast and come over to investigate, and then he could launch his attack. At this moment, the Wong-named Pill Master was even more careful, causing Lin Jing's brows to furrow. With the man being so wary, if he was to deal with him, it seemed he needed to prepare even more thoroughly. Thinking this, Lin Jing prepared another talisman, holding it in his hand. 3 attack talismans in total, ready to be thrown at once. With so many talismans attacking simultaneously, if a regular person at the Foundation establishment stage was caught off guard, they would likely not die, but would sustain severe injuries. And the 3rd-rank talisman had also been taken out from his wooden box, ready for him to use at any moment. Next, Lin Jing kept a close watch on the Wong-named Pill Master. At this time, the Wong-named Pill Master twitched his nose and then looked up ahead. Something's wrong. There's a smell of blood. There are people here. He didn't finish his sentence when he felt a tightening on his scalp, a sense of danger looming over him. That's not good. Explode. Just at this moment, a sudden rough voice sounded. At the same time, bursts of lightning, flames, and even soaring sword energies exploded around him, completely engulfing him. The Wong-named Pill Master reacted promptly, immediately operating his magic artifact to block and circulating his spiritual power to form a protective shield around himself. The cause of all this was Lin Jing, who had come out of system space the moment the Wong-named Pill Master smelled the blood and looked forward. The moment he came out, Lin Jing threw the talismans in his hand directly, and all 3 at once. Lin Jing knew that the moment the Wang-named Pill Master smelled the blood, his vigilance would surely rise. But that was only after he smelled the blood. Before that, his guard would still be strong, and Lin Jing couldn't sneak attack easily, fearing that he would be noticed as soon as he emerged. Then, his talismans could very likely be avoided by him. That one chance, it was just when he had discovered the scent of blood. An unexpected incident would capture all of its attention. At the same time, his vigilance would temporarily disappear, especially towards events happening behind him, of which he would be completely unaware. It was that instant, missing that instant, his alertness would rise, and his perception of the surroundings would be heightened to the maximum. By then, if Lin Jing wanted to launch a stealth attack, it would be 100 or 1,000 times more difficult. And Lin Jing had chosen the best opportunity. So, it was not until Lin Jing threw out the talisman that he reacted, but by then it was already too late. The talismans thrown out by Lin Jing included the 5 Thunder Talisman, Divine Fire Talisman, and Sword Radiance Talisman, all of which were second-rank offensive talismans. The 3 talismans exploded at once, and a magical shield formed by the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, using spiritual power, lasted less than a breath before it began to shatter. However, at that moment, Pill Master Wang had already taken out a blue cylindrical magic artifact from his storage bag and planted it into the ground. As he chanted incantations and formed seals with his hands, a barrier of light emitted from the artifact, gradually expanding, and enveloped him just before his spiritual power shield could break. Outside that barrier, at this moment, thunderbolts, firelight, and sword energy were still attacking relentlessly against it. Yet the barrier only trembled slightly and showed no signs of breaking. Only by then did Pill Master Wang take a breath of relief and look towards the one attacking him. He saw that his adversary was a middle-aged man with a burly figure and a fierce face, who was staring intently at him. This burly man was none other than Lin Jing in disguise. Pill Master Wang realized he did not recognize this person, and his face immediately darkened with anger, but he suppressed it and said, "Who are you, and why are you attacking me?" However, the burly man was exceptionally arrogant and responded directly, "Hand over your storage bag, and I'll spare your life. Otherwise, next year's today will be your death anniversary." Upon hearing this, Pill Master Wang's brows furrowed, and he then sent out his divine sense. But to his discovery, this person was at the same initial stage of foundation establishment as himself. Moreover, this person was only at the first level of foundation establishment, while he himself had already reached the 3rd level. To think of robbing him, Pill Master Wang could not help but let out a cold laugh. With just you at the first level of foundation establishment, you dare to try and rob people. You truly are tired of living. Wait until I withstand these talismans, and that will be your end. Having said that, Pill Master Wang looked towards Lin Jing with a cold and sinister gaze. To be suddenly attacked and robbed, it was impossible for him not to be angry. Is that? The burly man let out a cold laugh. Then, as if performing a magic trick, he took 3 more second-rank talismans from his storage bag and tossed them over. Seeing this, Pill Master Wang's face changed. He had not expected anyone to be so shameless as to use so many talismans at once against him. Explode! As the burly man uttered the word, those 3 talismans immediately burst open around Pill Master Wang. Pill Master Wang hurriedly infused more spiritual power into the blue cylindrical artifact, and the light barrier enveloping him brightened a bit more. However, under the assault of 6 talismans, the light barrier was already on the verge of collapse. "Hand over the storage bag, and I'll spare your life." The burly man's expression unchanged, he still shouted, "Dream on." Pill Master Wang at that moment was desperately struggling to maintain the barrier, lifting his head to stare fiercely at the burly man. "Once I break out, I will grind you to dust and scatter you to the winds." Lin Jing saw that his 6 talismans were still held at bay by Pill Master Wang's cylindrical artifact, indicating that the artifact must be extraordinary, probably a top-quality defensive magical artifact. Indeed, Lin Jing's guess was correct. This cylindrical artifact was indeed a top-quality artifact, and it had been gifted to Pill Master Wang by Liu Yiyuan in an attempt to win him over. It seems I need to find a way to break through that light barrier. Following that thought, Lin Jing began to ponder his strategy. A while later, as the spiritual power imbued in the talismans he threw out was on the verge of being exhausted, the frenzied attacks surrounding the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, were also about to dissipate. At that moment, the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, with a fierce look in his eyes, was staring daggers at Lin Jing, simply waiting for the talisman attacks to vanish before he planned to burst forth. This won't do. He can't be allowed to break out. After that thought, Lin Jing, without any hesitation, threw out 3 more talismans. Explode. Seeing that Lin Jing had thrown another 3 talismans, the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, enraged to the extreme and already struggling to maintain his composure in the face of such powerful talismans, found it difficult to keep going. With a poo, a mouthful of fresh blood sprayed from his lips. Afterward, with blood still in his mouth, the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, scolded Lin Jing. If you got the skill, stop using talismans. At this time, the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, felt extremely bitter inside. He was being robbed by one person. The key thing was that the person robbing him wasn't just ordinarily wealthy. The moment he showed up, he simply threw out 9 second-rank talismans. His talismans were coming as if they cost him nothing. Who could understand such feelings? Lin Jing, watching the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, also felt quite helpless. His original plan was to use the talismans to severely injure the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, and then rob the cleansing spirit flower's rhizome. But who would have thought he had such an odd magic artifact that blocked all the talisman attacks? Up to now, he had only coughed up a single mouthful of blood. Lin Jing thought to himself, "This won't do. I must break his protective shield quickly." He had bought a total of 30 attack talismans and had already used 9. To say he wasn't distressed would be a lie. But for the sake of the cleansing spirit grass, even if all 30 were thrown out, it would still be worth it. Following that, Lin Jing took out another talisman from the storage bag. This talisman, named the Giant Sword Talisman, was different from the ones he had used before. When this talisman was crushed, it would release a giant sword phantom to slash at the enemy. Although the descent of this giant sword phantom was not fast, its power was tremendous. If the enemy was prepared, it would not be so easy to land strike, but it was perfectly suited for the current situation. At the same time, Lin Jing did not only prepare this giant sword talisman. He who had originally not planned to use the flawless sword silently summoned it. It was now concealed behind Lin Jing. His plan was to attack the Pill Master, surnamed Wang's protective shield with both at the same time and try to break it in one go. As for the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, seeing that Lin Jing had drawn another talisman, he could no longer restrain himself and broke out cursing loudly. "You, apart from throwing talismans, what else can you do?" This burly man didn't use any spells or a flying sword in combat. He just threw talismans. Yet, it was this same method that suppressed him to the point where he couldn't move an inch. The more the Pill Master, surnamed Wang, thought about it, the more suffocated he felt. And the talismans he threw were all precious second-rank talismans, each worth a lot. What was most infuriating was, the man was even shouting robbery. Where in the world does one rob like this? However, Lin Jing paid him no mind. Instead, he directly crushed the giant sword talisman. Immediately afterward, a huge sword phantom instantly manifested. Upon seeing this sword phantom, the Pill Master, surnamed Wang's face went pale, and then he cried out in alarm. "Giant sword talisman!" Then, he could no longer concern himself with anything else. He hastily pulled out a small porcelain bottle from the storage bag and opened it to pour out an elixir medicine, which he stuffed directly into his mouth. After swallowing the elixir, the Wang surnamed Pill Master then wielded a magic artifact to block in front, attempting to withstand the giant sword talisman that was about to fall. Once the giant sword shadow coalesced into form, it slashed directly forward. Meanwhile, Lin Jing used the Lin Jing imperial sword technique to control the flawless sword and charge at the protective shield. The Wang surnamed Pill Master's attention was entirely drawn to the giant sword shadow formed by the giant sword talisman, with other talismans' attacks serving as a distraction. Therefore, he did not notice the approach of the flawless sword. Immediately following, boom, and then the flawless sword swiftly slashed across the top of the light screen. The light screen shook violently and deformed, and the Wang surnamed Pill Master, who was sustaining the light screen, spurted out another mouthful of fresh blood. As he puzzled over this, the giant sword shadow fell directly down. Boom! A loud sound echoed as the giant sword fell, knocking away his magic artifact and continuing its relentless descent upon the light screen. Next, a series of crack sounds emerged. Cracks began to appear on the cylindrical magic artifact. The layer of light screen also completely dissipated. After breaking the light screen, the giant sword shadow, though much dimmer, did not vanish and continued to slash downwards, seemingly about to hit the Wang surnamed Pill Master. In the urgent situation, the Wang surnamed Pill Master swiftly formed hand seals, concentrated spiritual power in front of him to form a transparent protective shield to fend off the giant sword shadow's attack. Then, the giant sword shadow slashed down and directly flung the Wang surnamed Pill Master away. At the same time, the giant sword shadow finally exhausted its spiritual power and disappeared. Pooh! The Wang surnamed Pill Master spat out a mouthful of blood and was flung backward. However, this strike also allowed him to escape the range of the talisman's attacks. Next, the Wang surnamed Pill Master, disregarding his own injuries, struggled to get up, wiped the blood from his mouth, his eyes reddened, and then, riding on his flying sword, he charged towards Lin Jing. Go to hell! The Wang surnamed Pill Master, grinding his teeth in anger, charged at Lin Jing, vowing to cut him down right there. Lin Jing watched the approaching Wang surnamed Pill Master without any panic, a cold smile appearing on his lips, and then he picked up a talisman with one hand. The talisman in his hand was emitting a faint golden light. It was the third-rank talisman, the extinguishing True Heaven Thunder talisman. The Wang surnamed Pill Master, intent on charging at Lin Jing, immediately stopped. The anger in his eyes quickly turned to fear as he stared intently at the talisman in Lin Jing's hand, his voice trembling. A third-rank talisman. Surrender your storage bag, and you won't die. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Lin Jing stared intently at the Wang surnamed Pill Master. His face first went blank for a moment, then he showed a look of defeat. He had come to a clear understanding that the man before him was surely toying with him. Having drawn a third-rank talisman, this person surely had no shortage of other talismans. No matter what, he was no match for him. At this point, the Wang surnamed Pill Master had lost all courage to resist, and with his grievous injuries, he simply sat down on the ground. If I surrender the storage bag, will you let me go? Lin Jing just looked at him indifferently and asked, do you have any other choice? The Wang surnamed Pill Master's expression froze as he came to grips with the reality. Yes, he had no choice at all at this point. Then he gave a bitter smile and said, all right. With that said, the Wang surnamed Pill Master no longer resisted, undid his storage bag from his waist, and threw it over.